Hi everyone, welcome to another Heartfelt Creations video. Today I wanted to share with you a two-page layout and a couple cards that I made using this collection from Kaiser Craft, and it's called the Just Believe collection. And I just wanted to quickly show you with some of my scraps kind of what the papers look like. The colors are cream color, red, green, and this light turquoise color, and I just loved it. I really enjoyed working with this one. It has some really fun patterns and some cute papers. The one thing I really liked about it, besides some of these being versatile enough that you could cut them apart and use them on different projects, is this one here is also, they're called to and froms, and they're just little tags that are already perforated. So one thing I really liked about them, I did use some for my projects, but I liked that there's at least 25 of them, so you could do an advent calendar, which was my initial idea to make. And there's just so much here. I mean, look at this pattern. This one's gorgeous. Kind of vintage. I got a polka dot print, gingham pattern on there. The striped is really pretty. And then here's another one that's got the ones that you can cut out and use calendar with, and music sheet. And then it does have these sticker sheets as well, and I did not use them, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful patterns. Really liked that. Oh, and then here's one of the papers is felt textured, so that's kind of fun. And then the alpha and number sticker sheet that I did not use either. And I'll show you why. I was totally planning to use them, and then I came across in their collection, they also have this called their die cut scraps, or die cut shapes, called the collectibles. And they're just such pretty die cuts. They're colored die cuts, super, super cute. And what I liked about them is that, for the most part, there are, the snowflake and the obvious ones that are for Christmas projects and cards. But I really like that some are not. Like this one could be totally Valentine's Day, or just a anniversary card, or this one here as well. Could just be for anything. The flower and the leaves ones are just totally versatile, and you can use them for anything. So I really like that, because that makes, assures that you're going to get the most bang for your buck with them and the most use. So anyway, that's what I ended up using on my project. So let me show you that. My two-page layout. Show you one page at a time, and then see if I can put them together. So this is the left side of the layout, and this shape, this die cut shape, is one of the papers from the collection. So I loved it. From the moment I saw it, I said that's going to be part of my layout. So I distressed everything with a distress tool, including the edges of this basil cardstock that coordinates in color. And I also used Tim Holtz's walnut stain distressing along the edges of everything, including the die cut shapes and the flowers. So as you can see, there's a die cut that I used right here. I distressed that with walnut stain. This fits a 5x7 photo, so there's a matting for that. There's a design paper here, and I used a scalloped edge border punch for that, just to give it some interest. And then these are die cuts from collectibles. And one thing I liked about them is they're so real looking. I distressed it all with walnut stain, and I kind of curved the leaves a little bit to give them some dimension. And then I did pop those up on some dimensionals, so if you can see that. There we go. So I did that, and then these flowers are the paper flowers from Basil. Okay, and these are in the 1 1/4 inch daisies. So I used those, and then there's some flourish bling there, and then I did use some Prima crystals in the center of the flower, and then up on the top up here. So you can see that very good, but I absolutely loved how this turned out. Let me show you the second page. Oh, and before I forget, I used some of this trim that's also from the store that coordinated, and I just really love how vintage it looks. And I used all those same elements on the next page here, and these fit 4x6 photos, and then these are from the the papers that you could just cut out different squares. And again, I distressed everything with walnut stain. Added some more Prima crystals here, some more leaves, die cuts in the flower and the rose, and I again folded those for dimension. You can see that. And then down here, I added one of the die cuts with a little sentiment on there, or a quote rather, and I put that up on foam squares as well. And then added some more of that trim, another flower with a Prima crystal, and another rhinestone flourish. And then again, that same paper with the scallop border there for interest. So really liked how that turned out. This collection is super darling. I loved it. And like I said, there's so many things that you can do with it. This kind of looks like could go for like a wedding or something like that too, that pattern. So that's the layout. And then my card, one of my cards is this one here. I made, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card, and it opens horizontally like this. So I added some pattern papers, and I rounded the corners to kind of make it look like it's one cohesive piece with a gap in the center. And then I used a large scallop circle punch for some of the pattern paper, and then cut out another circle that's a little bit smaller, and centered that, and just dressed everything again with walnut stain, and then put this circle up on dimensionals. Okay, and then I added the die cuts. One of the die cuts here looks like just a little spray, and I inked the edges with walnut stain, and then added this little ticket here that says Noel, and I layered on I think this one is actually of this size. It's one of those paper flowers, and this one is a 2-inch daisy. Okay, and then I layered, one other thing that I love from Kaiser Craft is their flowers, their paper blooms. They are so, I love that they're each different, and that there's different coordinating tones in each set. So this one is the, let's see if you can see that, aubergine, I think it's how you say it, or aubergine, I'm not sure. Anyway, this one is just gorgeous, and so I used one of those flowers. I love that they're all different. Do you see that? They're all one of a kinds. And the texture on them, and the durability, and just how real they look. Love it. So I layered one of those onto these basil paper flowers, and I curled the stem of the Kaiser Craft flower there, and then looped some pearls around that. And then I have a little button, a little reindeer button that I purchased at Heartfelt some time ago, and I just cut the shank off and then just put it there, and added pearls on the 4 corners. Okay, and then my next card was just something I just thought, you know, I wanted to do something different. Kind of felt like my cards are all pretty much the same size. There's not really any shape or anything to them. So I decided to do a longer card today, and the motivation for this one was primarily I had this craft envelope, and I thought, you know what, these are really nice. I mean, like for gift certificates or whatever, but I thought for a card, you know, that would be even better. Like, how cute, that's different, it stands out. So anyway, this was motivation for that. So I went ahead and used those perforated tags, the to and froms, and I distressed them all with a distress tool, and then walnut stain. As I did the card base, is also an olive color from basil. Yes, so it's textured. And then I added one of those die cuts first, and then layered these on this left hand side. And then to the right, I have this die cut that says Joy to the World, and I put that up on dimensional adhesive. And then stapled a little piece of that trim. And then added little tiny champagne colored pearls in the center of all those tags, and on the top corner that I rounded. So kind of a fun, different card. Hadn't done one like this before, I think. Actually, I have, but this was a lot of fun. And it just, you know, I pulled out a stash of these envelopes and thought, you know what, these kinds of cards would be great to do. So anyway, I hope I've given you some ideas on how to use this collection. Super fun to work with, and like I said, I love that it's versatile, and you just can't beat that when you can use it for year-round for different projects. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you at the store. Bye-bye.